About great to have extra time to go over this slate for a while and really get some stuff done for me. So I feel pretty tapped in, and honestly, it's not a whole lot different than what happened earlier. We were just talking before, Sheets. You were saying it's time to catch up a little bit, and I don't think there's a whole lot to catch up on at the moment. Which is
I got to catch up on doing the projections. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, sure.
So I got to get that done.
The big change from earlier, for some crazy reason, Jokic was projecting like almost 10 full fantasy points better than Luka, and now they've reasoned it out, where Luka's, as he always should be, projected to score more than Jokic.
Should he be projected to score more than Jokic tonight?
He averages. I mean, it's astronomically different. I think they average, like, with the current teams they've got, it's like a 12 point difference. No, it's because not the overall season. I'm just because Jokic's numbers without Murray are a lot better.
Is Murray out?
No.
Oh, okay. Only because I only asked because because Jokic is against Washington and Luka's against Phoenix.
Yeah, it's just they're both equally excellent matchups. I feel like Phoenix is a horrible defensive.
Well, I didn't realize that Phoenix doesn't play defense anymore.
No, they're awful. but Washington is a better matchup. But I mean, that game at home, that's one of the bets. I actually made that bet today, which feels weird to bet on a team minus 15. But I really
you laid the 15?
I just think they're going to crush them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like 30 points.
Well, what about the second half, right?
No, right. But the problem, but that's what happens. You get the backdoor cover where the bench goes on a 20-0 run to end the game, something like that. But yeah. So I did my point core, my everything is pretty similar. I did do the 150 on FanDuel, which I just wanted to touch on what I did today. I basically took what Saberson gave me, with the exception of making sure I have at least 25% of Brunson, which I ended up with like 45%. At least 25% of Maxey, at least 25% of Halliburton, at least 25% of Russell Westbrook, because it's a $5 tournament. I'm going to gamble. If there's one to gamble on, it's that one. And there's not as much value over there. And I basically just wanted to force in some of the guards and I lowered the number on Sexton. I lowered the number on George. This is on FanDuel. But everything else, I released for all of our viewers. I released my current ownership of everything in our premium Discord, and So Sheets, let's talk.
Do we have any news on the Pacers?
Jalen Smith is in. I don't think there's anything else that we're waiting on for them. Starting lineup. We won't have a starting lineup, I don't think.
Oh, okay. So both Jalen Smith, then I don't have to worry about that guy I talked about before, right?
Jarris Walker. I mean, the thing is, it's possible that in the second half of the year he gets some run, but I don't know. Yeah, he could. You know what? It could happen. It could be a blowout type of game where he gets there. It's just such a hard angle for me to find where he's like still somehow the 10th man, and he's never played more than 12 minutes. He played one game 24 minutes, months ago. Anyway.
And what about so we still like those same games then? Is that what you're saying? The Detroit game, the Charlotte game, those are like the two main stacks. Is that what we're doing?
I'm definitely think that I'm definitely underweight on the Charlotte game in general.
Okay.
I do this with Utah all the time. When every player on your team, when you have 7 guys projecting really well, it just can't be right. And if you have everybody healthy.
Right.
So and look, I'm splashing some of them, but I actually splashed the other funny ones. I played some Jordan Clarkson in the forward spot lineups and skip Keontae George in some lineups. I am playing a lot of Keontae George more than I planned to initially, and I am playing a lot of Trey Mann in that game. But Martin, I'm playing on FanDuel, not on DraftKings. Brandon Miller I like, but I'm not going out of my way to try and force him. I didn't get to Bridges and Richards, and I do have some Grant Williams. But that's I didn't, and I do have some Walker Kessler. But I'm wondering to myself out loud, the Walker Kessler play versus Zubac, it feels kind of like maybe we should be playing Zubac at a much lower ownership. So I just want to throw that out there because I'm still debating what I want to do in my big buy-in where I have Kessler currently. Oh, well, there you go. Bradley Beal is out. And that's a good point. Royce O'Neal trying to guard Luka. So Royce O'Neal is going to end up probably looking like a great value play.
So Bradley Beal being out now, Eric is that Eric Gordon? Is that the?
I think it's Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal would be coming. Okay.
Well, you'd think, and Kobe makes a good point here in Discord. In the chat. The Beal out is it's probably more minutes for Royce O'Neal to try to guard Luka. They're going to need to try to stick somebody on him, and Royce O'Neal makes as much sense as anybody else. Actually, he's probably the only one who could actually match up with him. So I actually think that is a boost for Royce O'Neal. I'm in on that. Mitchell is out. What? Why does this happen? Come on, guys. I was just even saying in the Discord, I don't think we're going to see as much. Ugh. So Cleveland stock. Now we have to stack up Cleveland against Orlando. Ugh.
Well, so that means again that those guys we talked about before, the Garland.
Garland's going to look like a lock play to most people.
Yeah, and the other one, and even Mobley, even though it's not a direct, help. I was about to ask something stupid. Is Karis LeVert still on the team?
On Cleveland, yeah.
Okay. Does he still get the bump when Mitchell was out?
I honestly, this is I'm trying to go through this one. So yeah, he definitely gets a bump, but it's like, I mean, he's not that much cheaper than Darius Garland is. Both of them are good plays. Max Struss is probably a good play as well, but probably less. He'll be the one who doesn't get owned. Yeah, I think that's gonna look like Darius Garland, Mobley, and LeVert. That's what I think you're looking at.
Yeah, and again, so Banchero is in, so we don't worry about that one. Mitchell is out, so we have to deal with that. Beal is out, so we're going to be probably seeing Royce O'Neal. Is there anybody questionable still that was relevant? I don't remember. Good thing is, again, I don't really want to do anything till like 6:30. You know what I mean? Like until like lineups.
Yeah, I'll definitely get out of here at 6:30 because I got to go change all my builds.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to like get through the projections, but then you told me Mitchell is not even
Mitchell and Beal are out. Yeah, so it's just one of those weird things. Yeah, it could be. I actually wonder, like, will they start Merrill? Probably.
For Cleveland?
I don't know who they're going to start, actually. I think it'll be one of Okoro, Yang, or Merrill. I think they'll keep
It's a 7 o'clock game. Is that right?
Yeah.
So we'll know.
Yeah, but we might, sometimes they don't release their lineups till like 10 minutes before. So just
as I said before, everybody's got to get practice with their stuff and their technology.
Oh, here's the starting lineup. They're starting Okoro.
Okoro. Now he's the one, if I'm not mistaken, who's live for like 35 minutes and 7 fantasy points.
Yeah, he's been a little bit better, but the problem is remember, it's not like this is what people do a lot, and I think that they make a mistake is they'll play like Okoro, LeVert, and Garland together. But the problem is who do you plan on sitting then? Like who's missing down the stretch? Because Okoro's only playing for defense down the stretch. Right. In general, this is not really a great matchup for they need him defensively. Exactly. So obviously those minutes are probably going to go to LeVert down the stretch unless I guess if they're up, then it would be Okoro. So Okoro is definitely in play too, I guess. But also those minutes could end up winding up with Yang. Remember, we've seen it with Darius Garland and Mobley out for a while. So maybe overplaying the Okoro Yang angle would be the wrong way to go. So
just so you guys know, sorry, go
ahead, Cheats.
No, I was going to say, I don't think that many people are here for this, but in case anybody cares, I just updated the hockey projections at least. So those should be up to date with starting goalies and things like that. So there won't be any more NHL updates unless there's a change in the goalie for the Devils. Devils the only one I have that's not confirmed. So the hockey is done. I'm building my hockey stuff now, and that's that. Basketball, just so everybody knows. I mean, I'm just gonna wait, and for those of you that are waiting to see when projections get updated, probably. I mean, I'd like to wait until I get starters from Indiana, maybe. But I can't. I'm pretty sure we know what those are going to be.
I don't think there's anything happening in Indiana that's really relevant. Like maybe the only part that would be relevant is if they don't start Matherin, and even then, I think it's just better tournament play. I wouldn't change my exposure one bit whether Matherin starts or not.
Right, but it's going to affect the projection. So I'm going to. So that's why I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till just so everybody knows. It'll be like 6:30 probably that I put the projections out. And again, I do these really fast. So I can build my lives no problem in like 10, 15 minutes. So I can do that.
I just do too much hand building on DraftKings. I'm all hand built today, so it's a little hard for me to go through 25 series of lineups. But okay, so that's good that we got that starting lineup for Cleveland. I'm waiting for we got to wait for them to update, obviously, before we decide what.
So who did you say they were starting instead? Was it Merrill? No, it was Okoro, right? Okay.
So Gary Harris is also starting at 3K, just throwing that out there for Orlando. I think we had Anthony Black, who was 3.2 projected to start. I don't think I'm going to do anything with that, but I wonder if the projections are going to push a little bit of it.
I would rather probably play Gary Harris than Anthony Black if he were starting, right? I mean, by a little bit.
Yeah. OG's asking, I usually I'll hand build up to 150 lineups. I'll do that completely. Just don't do it for basketball. But yes, I will absolutely hand build 20 plus lineups every day. Sorry, Sheets. Just trying to answer the question.
Well, I was just saying that not that Gary Harris is like the big lock for me or anything, but I would give him either him at 3K or Anthony Black at 3K. I prefer the Gary Harris, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're both like the only actually, like, I think that, we're probably a month away from that statement being the opposite.
Okay.
Anthony Black is like 20 years old. He's going to be a guy who puts up numbers. Gary Harris.
Oh, okay.
He's just Gary Harris is what we're saying about Okoro, but a much worse version of it. He's a really good real life basketball player. He defends, which makes him like 1 of 15. So I'll just say before this stuff. So now I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to guess that it's going to be O'Neal, Garland, Mobley as the main ones for me, with also LeVert. But before that, I did still already have a lot of Darius Garland. And I was at 57% Brunson, 52% Maxey, 52% Halliburton. So I really was trying to get different with that guard spot. And I just thought it was a good just game theory strategy to try to play the 9K guys when everyone's going to play the 47 and 5,500 in a game that could blow out. And I just thought, okay, even if those guys get there, if you get all you need from all three of those, Brunson, Maxey, and Halliburton, and I've got them all three together a bunch. If you can get the 60s from those guys, you're kind of in great shape. And I think that's something I think that's totally doable. Jolly wants to win the $5. Jolly, I hope you did. I hope you did. You could win the $5 if you let me win the 444. I'll take the 444.
What are you playing?
He's talking about the FanDuel ones.
Oh.
He wants to win the 100K tonight. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Let's just see.
You know what? I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I overpriced it on the State Kings. Actually, I put it in at 555 on FanDuel. Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned them as a 444. I gotta fix that.
Sharp company, of course. I love Sharp Cut. It's great. I'm going to do something different than what they're doing, so that doesn't matter to me. I just need my stuff to work.
Oh, the bind was disabled. I guess I'll make it up to them somehow.
All right. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, so I guess how I do that. So if I priced it at 555 because of 44, I'll just include
they'll just adjust it automatically. They'll adjust it when they do the payback thing. They'll only charge you for. Okay. Yeah, I've done that so many times. They don't like it when you go over the number of things that you're going to play, but I do that too. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that, Wolf. I appreciate that, buddy. Anyway,
dude,
so
I want to know when Wolf's freaking T-shirt is coming.
I think so. That's not Neil though, right? Because Neil is a different.
Yeah, of course it is.
But what happened to Neil's thing in the chat?
That's him.
No, it was a different name. We had a different Neil. Oh, that's the problem. Is that there's that other guy Neil who was always here that I thought you were talking about, because he was always in the Discord.
It's the same guy. This is him.
Oh, he just has multiple YouTube. Okay, it's a different YouTube account. Gotcha.
This is him. This is his T-shirt. Yeah.
Oh, we've got it. We can change it. You changed it. Oh, gotcha. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense. It is Neil with 2 E's. The best way to. That's why I was
Eric with a C Cole and Neil with an E Ghostal.
Double E Neil. So yeah, I mean, like this is going to change things a lot. Where I do think that Jokic and Luka will be more on than they were, especially Jokic probably. People are just going to have money to spend up. Like there's just more value now, and there already was, kind of shady value. And people always hate playing Royce O'Neal anyway, but if he's 40, if he ends up starting and assuming the minutes he gets anyway tonight, I think that it's probably the right thing to do.
What's Eric Gordon's situation for tonight? Is he going to play a lot or?
Yeah, probably he'll probably play a good amount. Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one too. You're really counting on scoring, but you could get it. Like, I actually think that's probably so he's the scoring version. But then when I look at their team, I'm like, is Grayson Allen going to be able to guard Luka? Because they can put Booker on him for a couple plays. They'll put Durant on him for a couple plays, but it's going to be somebody else's responsibility. And my guess is that would be Royce O'Neal. But it's very accurate that you could definitely play the Gordon as well, or sorry, instead. All right, guys, drop in any questions or thoughts you have, because I sort of am waiting for the projections to update to see what I'm doing, but it's going to be similar in terms of what I'm spending on. It's just I'm going to change a little bit of this value that I didn't particularly love anyway, if it does even pop that much. By the way, I am, and nobody asked about this yet, but like I am taking some shots on Fournier, and I am taking some shots on Grady Dick. I like the Grady Dick play better. It's very speculative that he's going to get the minutes in the second half of the year, but I am totally worth it at 3,200. And even with this other stuff opening up, we're not going to have like 30-something hundred value. All the value is in the 4 and 5Ks, it feels like.
Good job, Banks. Good job, Banks. You got a ticket to the Monster tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Milton. I don't know what the Milton question is even in relation to. Oh, Shake Milton? No. That's like, they seem to have some reason they want to play Fournier some. I guess, sure. Well, wait, hold on. Shake Milton, he's got to be shooting guard eligible. No, you don't even consider it playing another point. You just don't even look at point guards at 30. I have a point guard in every utility in my thing, and in every guard utility and every utility. I have 0 of anything else. I love the point guards on this slate, and that is not going to change with Darius Garland looking even better now. Newton's asking best front court value 4 to 5K. I think we need the projections to update a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and say that as of right now, I mean, the normal one would be the chalky one is definitely the Matherin. And the not chalkier, well, I think Matherin is the right answer right now. And I think it's probably going to be, I'm guessing Gordon still has his forward eligibility. It probably will be the guys that cheats. Oh, no, he doesn't anymore. So it'll probably be. I'm guessing Royce O'Neal is gonna project a lot better. So I'll say Matherin and O'Neal. I like Asar Thompson a lot. He's 5K flat. He's in one of my.
MJ Vandy and I are kind of on opposite sides of the of the spectrum here. I have 75 tickets into the FanDuel Lotto.
How do you guys get 75 tickets to anything?
No. Oh, tickets. Oh, I have 75 entries.
Oh, okay.
Into the fan. You have 75 tickets?
Yeah, I want to know how you even did that. But how did that happen?
Are you the guy that does all the satellite stuff, or is that the other one? Is that PK Nugent?
I didn't even know they made all the satellites for this. Like, what? Oh, maybe like it was like maybe there was like satellites for it for the other sports during the break. I'll tell you what, I was hoping it would do the 250K for first, so it would give me the excuse to max enter on DraftKings tonight, but I couldn't do it.
Hey, it sounds good to me. Listen, especially when they get if you do that stuff where you find the overlays too, that's pretty that's pretty cool.
For some weird reason, O'Neal tends to play well at home. Yeah, the
O'Neal.
Wait.
Ingram is out.
Okay, great. Zion, there's a simple one for you. Zion is the main answer.
Yeah, but isn't there other baloney like the Trey Murphy and all that kind of stuff? Or whatever
yeah. It depends on who they start. So Murphy. So what Murphy, Alvarado, or McCollum? You would be the other piece probably. Interesting.
Yeah, Banks, I am playing the monster today on FanDuel. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I am playing that.
I have to say it's a little bit irritating to me that basketball is doing this. Like, I mean, come on, guys. Like, this is ridiculous. You've had a full week off. Give me a break. Just get out of here with this nonsense. We don't know if he's starting. How could Newton? We can't answer that question. We don't know if he's starting. He's been on the team for 2 games so far, so it's.
This was a recruiting thing when basketball players in the high school level around the New York area were threatening to transfer to some of the Catholic schools and this, that, and the other thing, and people would always ask, like, where is he going to school this year? Everybody keep talking. Somebody had a quote, something I can. Until the kid shows up at his locker the first day of school, you don't know exactly where he's going to school. So right. I don't know who's playing or who's starting until they come off of the intros. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We're lucky that they even announce guys are out. You know what I mean? Like in AAU and whatever, you don't have to say if your guy's out. You just sit on the bench and they just don't play. You know what I mean? Like because there's gambling and all that stuff that they have that you have to.
Yeah, but especially, yeah. I mean, when they're sponsoring at every one of your stadiums, like they probably should do a better job of making a better product of it.
Right.
All right, everyone NBA 6 today. Yeah, weird. That's so I'm still not seeing there we go. It's now starting to look a little more reasonable.
By the way, you know what you missed on in the hockey thing what show the other day. We had like all these people. Guess what I trotted out for the hockey show? I trotted out the Linkoping jersey.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I trotted it out for the
Love it.
Yeah, well, you know what? I said when I bought those things a long time ago that I was going to save them until I made like the final table of like a big WPT event, but then I like stopped playing poker. So I have to find some other reason to wear them. It's not exactly something you can just wear every day, like the Linkoping hockey jersey. So I did. I'm going to do it for all the hockey videos, the hockey live, whatever. Eric Gordon starting, by the way.
Eric Gordon is starting. Okay. So just for what it's worth, all of the best value now looks Cleveland. I don't think is any surprise. Garland, Okoro, and LeVert being the main ones. Oddly, it maybe just hasn't caught up yet, but it doesn't seem like Mobley's projection changed that much. Mobley's like barely changed.
I'll tell you this, with each bit of news that comes out, I'm just so much happier that I just haven't done the projections yet. Like with each one that comes out, I'm just going to sit on my fat ass, so to speak, and just wait until like 6:30, and then I'm just going to do them. Otherwise, remember that I would just get so mad last year. I would try to update projections like every like 10 minutes, and then as soon as they would get done, someone else get ruled out. I would get so mad. Not a big deal. Just going to wait. Wait.
Absolutely. And guys, for what it's worth, I will be out of here in 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump up. I'm going to get to some Okoro, just in some spots, just because of the price and I think the minutes are secure enough. And it really, it's going to become the minutes being secure is going to be just a form of game stuff. I'm gonna play some more of the Mobley than probably. I don't know. Mobley was already going to be popular. I don't really know why his projection hasn't changed much, but Garland is going to look like a lock.
I am not going to automate my projections, OG. I know that Goldie does. I am not working on it, and I don't plan on doing it because everything that I put out always gets the double check and always gets the eye test and always gets the little sheets TLC to it. You know what I mean? There's nothing that I want. I do not want anything automated with my name on it because I want to make sure that it's sheets approved, you know, because I've seen it. I've seen like other projection models. They put out shit that is like makes no sense. And if you even gave it an eye test for like 2 seconds, you would see it. So I don't, listen, I know it'd be easier for me and for everybody if I automate it, but just this easier doesn't make it, just doesn't make it the correct thing to do. So I will not be doing that. Want to say a real funny kind of projection story? So do you guys remember Daily Roto like back in the day? So Daily Roto was like with what's his name, with Dinkmeyer and all those guys. You know, it's one of the first projection sites I ever went to. Do you know that for an entire season, like Joe Ingles was showing up in like almost every optimal, like for literally like I would say 40 games in a row. He would show up in every optimal, depending. It didn't matter who they were playing, doing whatever. I never even thought about it. You know, they're like, oh, more Joe Ingles, more Joe Ingles. And then like it took me till like the end of like February or something. There was literally one freaking input in there that gave him like an extra like 10 minutes a game or something like that. There was always something that gave him too much, and like nobody noticed. Oh, God, Joe Ingles, let's just run our stuff with in the background, Joe Ingles. You know, so yeah, the answer is no. I'm not going to be doing anything about it. Although it might be more.
Well, so I want to point out just for sheets that is partly one thing about our TrueDFS stuff. Just to talk about the site for a second, that is partly why we have. I mean, we have the aggregate projections throughout the industry with Goldie. We've got the SaberSim projections. So Sheets is, I don't want to say bonus because he does it every day, but it's an awesome thing. But if Sheets is in here, we do have 2 of the best other systems in the world to get you there. You know what I mean? Because we do hear it sometimes when you're gone for a day or sometimes after lock in NBA, and I'm just like, you know, he's one man and it's his own. It's a separate system. We get the information we get the same way. I'm talking with you guys about what I'm doing in the Discord about what I'm doing afterwards. I'm not showing all my lineups after lock. You know what I mean? And you can't expect Sheets to update every 10 minutes after lock. It's impossible for one person to do that for everything. But SaberSim,
I know that you don't want to hear this in this particular conversation, okay? But it is true with most sports, especially that having, you know, one projection like 1 point better than the other, 2 points better, like it's so much less important than the lineup construction piece. I know you're like, yeah, I know, but just give me the better projection. I get it. And obviously better projections are better than worse projections. But in general, like especially like in hockey, for example, like it's just stupid. Like even like baseball, you know, one day, you know who the best, I think it's pretty well established that the best like guy who's baseball DFS guy who's been around like more than like a year is Cheese. Okay. Like Cheese is good, has been doing this for fucking forever. Okay. He's been killing baseball forever. And every year he says the same thing. I know it's tempting, but and as much as people say baseball projections don't matter, they don't matter even more than you think. And it's
absolutely.
True, you know, and it's true. And if I come out with my projections and I have freaking like, you know, Pete Alonso with like 12.2 and someone else has him at 12.09 or something like that, it's just doesn't matter at all.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Cheese, by the way, I haven't seen him in a while. He used to be in full DJ. He used to max enter the League of Legends streets.
Yeah, he didn't do the basketball, but everything else he was into.
Yeah, no, he's just not the dude. We'll talk about it some other time with Wall Street. But there's a lot of guys 7 feet tall that I didn't think were 70 feet tall.
Sheets is not as tall as you think he is. He's actually he's like 5'11". I've played basketball with him.
Cheese
is he's like 5. No, maybe he's like 6 feet. He's shorter than I am.
Oh, I didn't know that. The guy saying he's 7 feet tall. Oh,
yeah, because it was an ongoing joke on Roto Grinders for years. Where they would say he's 7 feet tall, and everybody believed it, and they never talked about it being a joke. So when I met Cheese, I expected a 7 feet tall guy.
Well, no, because to me, always I get the impression that everybody on the internet is like 5'2", just as they're always like sitting. You know,
right.
And every time I meet somebody, I'm like, wait, you're a freaking XYZ. I thought you were like 5'4", and the guy's like 6'9" or something like that. Everybody, I just presume, is this tiny little person. You know, I didn't realize like that you were tall. You know what I mean? Like, I thought everybody's like freaking tiny. I guess they're always sitting when I'm watching them do content. It's really funny.
That is pretty funny. Yeah. The only guy that you know who's an incredible, who's actually a good athlete and who's really like in incredible shape is Roth. Roth
Really?
He's literally just muscle. Like he's just like a little rock, and he can play basketball.
Well, dude, I'm working because I have this thing going on in the tennis streets every day that however many lineups I have that are not unique, I have to do a push-up. So I've been doing I do my unique push-ups every day.
Oh, you had the 86 the other day. That's what that was about.
No. I always post my thing, but like in tennis, like it's usually not that much. Like if you have like I play 30 lineups and 8 of them are not unique, I'll owe 8 push-ups. You know, so I do my non-unique push-ups. So it's more motivation. Let's see if there's any projections update here.
It's Cleveland.
Why do I have Knicks Philly first here on my? Because it's Sabres. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So because of the Cleveland stuff is so good.
Cleveland. So Garland is it? These look like update or not? I mean, these guys are playing. I mean, does this seem like Garland 39? I guess that makes sense.
Garland should be maybe, yeah. Garland's going to look like the best player on the slate by a long shot.
So that's fine. Well, at least I know it's updated. So
yeah,
that's fine. Indiana still doesn't have any starters out, but we're not worried too much about that. I just want to see when I could update these projections. Phoenix, let me see if they have somebody in here. Hold on. Phoenix, they have Royce O'Neal with 21, Gordon with 23. I just want to see if this means it's updated or not. I guess so. Oh, let me see New Orleans. That's what I wanted to see. So New Orleans, you got Zion at 40. McCollum at only 33. That's a low number, isn't it? 33 from McCollum. Herb Williams gets some.
That seems low.
Wait, Grimes is out, by the way.
We already knew that.
Oh, okay. Someone's asking Alton McBride.
I don't know what this. Let's not make this Grimes thing a thing.
I don't think we're gonna make it a thing, right? Let's see.
Yeah, let's not get carried away with this.
Bojan's there now. Burks is there. Yeah, they got players.
He was never supposed to play today. No projection has changed. He was doubtful.
No change. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Did I miss something? No, he wasn't.
McBride.
But also I'm confused. Hold on. What's happening? What did I miss here? But that's a different. I don't even understand what's happening. I'm confused. People know Quentin Grimes plays for Detroit, right?
Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. He plays for Detroit. He doesn't play for the Knicks.
Oh, that's how they got Bojan or something?
That's how they had Alec Burks.
Oh, that too.
And the rest of he was part of the Anunoby thing in the 3. No, he wasn't. I don't remember exactly which trade it was. All right, I'm gonna get to building my lineups, guys. Steve, you want me to leave this thing on?
No.
Okay, I'm going to update you guys as best I can with my stuff, but I'm going to tell you real quickly before I go. Priorities are going to be Garland, Zion, LeVert, from what we talked about, in addition to the guys I already liked that I mentioned, all the great point guards, and then I'm going to pretty much eat the chalk elsewhere. That's where I'm at.
Well, when I'm going to give you this bit of advice, as I try to do every time now, watch for late news. Make sure you late swap, be around at the computer. This is if you want to play optimally. If you don't want to do that, if you can't do that, I'm not going to tell you to ruin your life, but know that you're not playing optimally if you don't do that. That's all I got for you. And there's also, by the way, there's a late slate tonight also.
Yeah.
But it's weird. They're like paying no money for first.
I know it's a terrible slate for good games too.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm going to go live, but who knows? We're going to see. It's possible. I see how we can. And listen, MMA stuff has been out today already. I put out videos on all those new tools I created also, by the way, Bobby. Everybody take a look at the Discord. I put up like all kinds of like kind of new, kind of fun stuff. And I'm going to update the projections now. And then I'm going to build my lineups. And no, I have no idea how much.
Well, good luck, man. And good luck to everybody out there. I'm going to get out of here and finish my lineups. And yeah, let's get there tonight.